What's poppin', y'all? I'm here to talk about the GOAT, Dondozo. If you were clicking on this video expecting some sort of competitive analysis, I'm sorry, but that's not what this is. Don't leave the video though, stick around. I'm sure you won't regret it if this type of thing interests you. Also, if you're a returning viewer, shout out to you. I appreciate you coming back to the channel. And if you're new here and you just clicked on this, welcome. With all that being said, I highly recommend if you are new here to pause the video and read the description down below. There is a lot, and I mean a lot of important information linked down below that'll explain the basics and the background about how this hack works and how I'm approaching balancing it and whatnot. It's very important, so definitely give that at least skim it in a little bit. You know, read the Teamlocked and stuff to understand how the difficulty is intended and all that stuff, and how just how I'm balancing Pokemon in general. If you are new here, it'll definitely help. And you can check out my other videos once you're done. I also have don't click off the video because that'll mess up with the watch time. But click up, look up in the description. God, I can't speak. In the description, there is tons of stuff. Right, there's video links. You can click on those, and those will explain things more in depth if you like that. If you prefer listening as opposed to reading, there's also a Discord server, and then most importantly, or maybe not most importantly, but importantly, there is the Google Sheet, which you can read and look at all of the changes to everything, and it all links to itself. And it's got the Pokemon changes and the move changes. Move guide is organized by type and by category of move, so that's all very, very thorough and easy to understand. So you can click and just understand, okay, these are all trapping, these are all priority, these all hit multiple times, these blah, 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 blah. It's pretty simple, and it's not that bad once you actually like look at it. But yeah, do that after you're done with the video, not now. So now on topic of Dondozo, he is now a semi-pseudo legendary. That's a new, I guess, tier of Pokemon. Because 550 is like the benchmark for most 3 stages, and that's a pretty common BST now, I kind of have 575 as like this halfway point between pseudos and regular quote-unquote Pokemon. However, don't overthink the numbers of the BST. Every Pokemon in this game is going to be incredible regardless if it's 480 BST, which is the quote-unquote minimum. There are even tons who are like 450, 400 who are great, you know, until the end of the game, as like mid-evos or baby evos or whatever. Every point is every Pokemon I'm putting specific thought and care and effort to make sure it's cool, fun to use, and good, regardless of how high its stats are, how low its stats are. But in this case, I do definitely think Dondozo fits being in this tier of semi-pseudos. In Sweltering Zone, there was about 7 of them, stuff like Turtonator, Drampa, Druddigon, Dhelmise, Lapras, shit like that, like kind of strong looking, big, like Tropius, single stage type guys. A lot of those are not in Scarlet and Violet. I believe I planned out the list, and there's only going to be 3 or 4 other semi-pseudo single stage mons, they're very unique in that regard, right? Because most of the other semi-pseudos are 2 or even 3 stage, but these guys are single stage because they're just so like physically imposing. I think it's pretty cool to make them. I mean, all of them are mostly bulky, a lot of them are mixed attackers, so that's kind of where the BST comes from. Not always though. In Dondozo's case, he is technically a mixed attacker, despite what you might look at by seeing the 125 attack and the brute force right there. You're probably eyeballing that. However, he is a great mixed attacker because of appetite and his move pool and all this other stuff. So not only did I give him special water moves a lot earlier, stuff like Torrential Pulse, which is Water Wicked Blow, special Water Wicked Blow, Hydro Cannon, which is Water Draco Meteor. Those are much earlier than his strong physical water moves, which are like Wave Crash at 60, Hydro Assault, which is physical Water Draco Meteor level 65, you know, much later in the game you get those. So that's one reason to use Special Dondozo, despite having a significantly lower special attack. Also, you have infinite move relearner, infinite EV training items, so it's very easy to switch your sets around to fit the situation. But most importantly, I would say, is Belch. So Appetite, as you can see, is Ripen, right? So that doubles the effect of all your berries, which is fucking crazy in game. I mean, dude, this guy is like immortal. Oh, sorry, I just got a text. He's like immortal, dude. Like, switch him in on a physical move with Key Berry Appetite, you got +2 defense, boom. Unaware is very good to switch to when you need it. Unaware is it's situational, but it is very good because the AI will have cheesy setup moves a lot of the time, so being able to ignore those is always nice. Definitely not needed all the time, but it is good to have. You've also got a cheese priority flinch move with Order Up. I mean, all those flinch type moves are exclusive and restricted by flavor or signature moves, that type of thing. And in this case, it is a really cool signature move that gives them that strong hit. So you can use it with Brute Force, for example, just to get a kill on something if you need it, or you can use it on a bulkier like Appetite type of set, right, to heal yourself. Both uses it either for healing or for damage or for utility. It's a very, very good move regardless. You can also use Order Up to facilitate appetite sweeps because I gave them. You might be wondering why I gave them +5 speed. What's the point of that? Outside of just fitting the BST benchmark, it also gives them the ability to run Slackberry with appetite much better. You also get Engorge at level 55, which is pretty early, if I'm being fair. I put it a little bit earlier than it probably should be because it's just cool. So you have it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 boss fights, which is pretty fair, man. I mean, that's a lot, you know, out of like the 45 boss fights in the game. So yeah, like 15-ish boss fights you have access to Engorge for. That'll give you +1 defenses on top of how, you know, insanely bulky you are at face value. You've also got reliable recovery. I know for a fact all the competitively brained players here are going to be losing their mind. This game obviously is not balanced around, you know, PvP whatsoever. Obviously, Dondozo with a heal move would be like really annoying to deal with in a competitive setting, but that's not what this is. So every Pokemon, for the most part, gets access to some type of heal move. In this case, he gets 2. He gets Rehydrate and Slack Off, so you can PP stall stuff, not PP stall, but stall things in general a bit easier with other residual damage, like if you have a Leech Seed teammate or whatever it is. It's nice to have those extra heal moves. He is a bit of a crit magnet if you're running Appetite defense boost, so I would definitely be wary of that. I wouldn't be reckless with, like, personally, I would only ever run that if I had no other option that's safer in a Nuzlocke, which is again what this game is balanced around. So I personally wouldn't run, you know, Appetite, Key, or Anger unless I needed to, because it's just, again, you're kind of begging to be crit. But if I had no other option, I mean, it's great. It's not like crits are that likely. On Teamlocked, you might have to risk some crits once in a while, but it's not with the Movie Learner, you really, like, you have a lot of room to cook. But yeah, Appetite is super sick, specifically with, I mean, even with that Engorge, right? Earlier on, you can just do, like, Endure, Slackberry. You don't even need to endure. You're so bulky, you can just let things naturally knock you into the pinch berry range and then use your heal move, right? You've also got stuff like Arcane Fangs, which is basically physical Dragon Giga Drain, which is pretty sick. You've got, you know, good pivoting with Flip Turn. I mean, this guy can do all types of stuff, right? He's got tons of great offensive tools, sweeping tools, bulky tools, utility. Brute Force with 125 attack is incredibly powerful. Pretty much all the Brute Force ones are going to be pretty slow. The majority of them will be slow for balancing reasons, but a couple of them are going to be fast, and those guys are going to be pretty crazy. But regardless, Water Gun, that is a special water priority, so that's also another reason to use special Dondozo. Water Gun, because he doesn't have, you know, Aqua Jet makes no sense on him in my opinion, so he's not getting that. But Water Gun, I mean, he already has that move in Vanilla, it's just priority now. So you can use that with stuff like Engorge plus Pitaya Berry, get +2 defenses, get +1 defenses and +2 special attack. That's incredible. With Water Gun and Rehydrate and all those other moves. So yeah, tons of, and then again, Belch. After that, you can start spamming Belch, and Belch will give you +1 special attack. So you got tons and tons of fun ways to run special Dondozo compared to physical because of that Appetite and that Belch. And then of course physical is just for the Unga raw damage output to just, you know, one-shot something specific you need to kill or whatever it is. And then Unaware, as I already covered, is a very nice ability to switch to. So it's pretty simple and straightforward when you actually think about it. Obviously, I mean, yes, I get it. He's very, very, very bulky. He's very strong. I can cover how fast 40 speed is at +2. It's pretty quick in game. It's not like outspeeding everything, but it's definitely like respectable. So if I put him at a neutral speed nature, he's hitting 358. Yeah, that's not speeding base 110. Gets 113. Yeah, 113. So I mean that's pretty quick, dude. Considering, I mean, obviously he doesn't fit to be that fast, but 113. You know, with that Slackberry for certain boss fights, you can get at least a couple kills with Slackberry Appetite. You don't even need attack boost, and you can just run raw attack, you know, two attacks or whatever, just get a couple kills that way. Tons of different ways you can run him. He's got tons of cool coverage as well. On the special side, he's got, again, the earlier water type moves to encourage those earlier physical sets. Special sets, excuse me. Stuff like Hydro Cannon and Torrential Pulse, like I covered already. Even just Torrential Pulse with, like, you know, just a bulky Torrential Pulse set with, like, Rehydrate to heal every other turn, because you can't use it twice in a row. That's pretty great. Also, Torrential Pulse into Water Gun is great because you can't use it twice in a row, so being able to finish things off with that priority Water Gun is nice. Avalanche is obviously incredible on this guy because he's so bulky. It's 140 base power. You got tons of, you know, Stone Edge. You got Mud Bomber. All, you know, reliable, 100% accurate, strong coverage moves with good utility as well. So yeah, Acid Reflux. I mean, dude, that is great. You know, on a bulky max bulk set, Acid Reflux drops Split F by -2 and poisons. So you can use that with all your heal moves in conjunction with Priority Water Gun, Torrential Pulse, whatever you want to do, and you can kind of just start killing shit. With that, you know, with just a bulky special set with Acid Reflux. So that's all great. Of course, I gave him thematically fitting abilities. I don't know, I didn't cover them yet because they're just, I don't think I need to. They're very fitting. I don't think I need to explain why Appetite fits this giant fucking catfish that eats everything. Like the whole point is that he wants to get food. He's a glutton, right? And then Brute Force, I mean, look at him. You know, he's Wow, dude, he's like 40 feet long, you know, so he's a ginormous Pokemon, so obviously Brute Force fits him very well, and just being much physically stronger and more imposing is really cool to me. Um, yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening. Let me know if you made it to the end of the video. Shout out to you. Honestly, I'm surprised this one didn't go on for longer. I mean, you can read what all these other coverage moves do, because again, he's got tons of them, as you can see on screen. And again, other utility stuff I'm not mentioning. Battle Cry, that's fucking great. You know, that's -2 attack and special attack, 2 PP move. Again, bit of a crit magnet, but it's still very good. You know, you could get some Terra Dragon shenanigans going on. I didn't make him actually Dragon type because he is literally the false Dragon Titan, so I think it is kind of stupid for him to be Dragon. Although he totally could have been if that wasn't a thing. But Pure Water is obviously very good too, so I don't think he needs to be Dragon. He can get some cool Dragon moves though, like, you know, even like Appetite Dragon Dance. You could unironically run that later on if you wanted to. Obviously, you would need 2 DDs to outspeed stuff, but with like Select Berry, dude, you're going crazy. It's kind of fun, dude. There's a lot of really fun ways you can use this guy. So, yeah, all Pokemon in this game are balanced to be like that, right? To have a bunch of cool options they can switch between, and in this case, there's no exception. So, thank you for listening, and yeah, I'll be back for more coming up. Leave a comment down below if you made it to the end, and I'll be back. I keep repeating myself, but I guess what I'm trying to say is if you're new here and you made it to the end, let me know in the comments down below. Peace.